The Canal du Midi is a 241 kilometers long canal in southern France. It was originally named the Canal Royal en Languedoc, but the French revolutionaries renamed it to Canal du Midi in 1789. It was considered at the time to be one of the greatest construction works of the 17th century. The canal connects the Garonne River to the Étang de Thau on the Mediterranean, and along with the 193 kilometers long Canal de Garonne forms the Canal des Deux Mers, joining the Atlantic to the Mediterranean. The canal runs from the city of Toulouse down to the Étang de Thau near the Mediterranean. Strictly speaking, the Canal du Midi means that part initially built from Toulouse to the Mediterranean. The Deux Mers Canal project aimed to link together several sections of navigable waterways to join the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. First the Canal du Midi, then the Garonne, which was more or less navigable between Toulouse and Bordeaux, then the Garonne lateral canal built later, and finally the Gironde estuary after Bordeaux. The construction of the canal was motivated by wheat trade. Jean-Baptiste Colbert authorized the commencement of work by a royal edict of October 1666. Under the supervision of Pierre-Paul Riquet, the construction took from 1666 to 1681 during the reign of Louis XIV. The Canal du Midi is one of the oldest canals of Europe still in operation. The challenges in these works are closely related to the challenges of river transport today. The key challenge, raised by Pierre-Paul Riquet, was to convey water from the Montagne Noire to the Seuil de Noros, the highest point of the canal. It was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1996. Introduction. Location and profile of the canal. The Canal du Midi is located in the south of France in the departments of Hérault, Aude, and Haute-Garonne. Its course runs for 241 kilometers between Marseille and at a place called Les Anglais, where the canal opens into the Étang de Thau near Sète and Toulouse at Port de l'Embouchure. The Canal du Midi is a summit-level canal with a slope located on the Atlantic side with a length of 57 kilometers and the other on the Mediterranean side, with a length of 189 kilometers. The Seuil de Noros is the highest section. The canal depth is 2 meters on average with a minimum of 1.8 meters. The draft allowed is 1.6 meters, although regular users advise that 1.4 meters is already a lot because of mud in some places. The width on the surface is 20 meters on average, with variations between 16 meters and 20 meters. Finally, the width of the bottom of the canal is 10 meters. The graph shows the profile of the Canal du Midi from Toulouse, through the Seuil de Noros, Castelnaudary, then Carcassonne, and Trebizond. The channel continues to Béziers after the passage through the Fonds-Aran locks, then continues to Agde, and finishes at Sète in the Étang de Thau. The Seuil de Noros is the highest point on the canal, with a drop of 57.18 meters between the Seuil and Toulouse and 189.43 meters between the Seuil and Sète. The longest canal pound is 53.87 kilometers between the Argens Lock and the Fonds-Aran locks, while the shortest canal pound is 105 meters between the two Fresquel locks. Legal status. The historical reasons. The Canal du Midi has a unique legal status, which was codified in 1956 in the Public Code of Waterways and Inland Navigation, then in the General Code of the Property of Public Persons. Under Article L. 2111-11 of the Code, the public domain of the channel is determined by reference to the fief once granted to Pierre-Paul Riquet, and limits were set by the official report drawn up in 1772. The staff quarters and warehouses as well as the Lampy Reservoir were also added. Articles L 2124-22 L 2124-25 set out the rules relating to the maintenance of the canal, which is generally the responsibility of the public entity that owns it, with participation of communes and, in some cases, waterside residents. Since the Act of 27 November 1897, the State of France owns the Canal du Midi, and its management is delegated to the Office of Navigable Waterways of France under the supervision of the Ministry of Ecology, Sustainable Development and Energy.